And now, the Corry Federal Credit Union presents Clymer Sherman Panama Wolfpack Football play-by-play on the Channel 98.9 Sports Stream at channel989.org. This broadcast is brought to you by Lictus Oil and Propane, Triple E Manufacturing, Mosier's Carpeting and Floor Covering, Crouch's Garage, First Place Auto Glass, Krager Racing Engines, and Mike's Machine, Leisure Time Power Sports of Corry, UTAG's Body Shop, Corry Pre-Owned Auto Sales, Arlene's Dutch Kitchen Restaurant, Finn's Auto Sales, Appleby Motorsports, J. Edwards Insurance, Necker's Company General Store, Proddy Chevrolet and Buick, Fat Mon's Grub, Allegheny Power Equipment, Woods Auto Parts Napa and Woods Power Sports, and the Corry Federal Credit Union. Thanks for listening to this broadcast of CSP.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls.
And now,
welcome to Silver Creek, New York, where tonight, on a chilly but clear October Friday evening in New York State Public High School Athletic Association Section 6 Class D football competition, the homestanding Silver Creek Forestville Black Knights will battle your 5-win and 2-loss CSP Wolfpack. This is Dr. Brent Deuink with the play-by-play commentary alongside Ace Analyst Supreme Brian Willink, bringing you all the Channel 98.9 Corry Federal Credit Union Sports Stream action. CSP is coming off 2 excellent competitive games. 1, a win against Franklinville, Ellicottville, and 2, last week, a loss against an excellent Class B Batavia squad. Brian, what are your thoughts on tonight's contest?
Well, Doc, thanks for the great info. It's good to be back with you here on a beautiful night for Friday night football in Western New York. This is kind of feels like fall all of a sudden. We got 50 degrees, but clear and cool is the key motto for tonight. So no rain in the forecast that we're aware of, so that's a plus over last week. And like you said, CSP Wolfpack coming off, I wouldn't say a defeat, even though it's a loss on the board. We went toe-to-toe with the number 5 Class B school in all of New York State. And but for a play here or there, we could have come out on the other side of that thing pretty easily. And, the CSP team had a good week of practice. This is going to put a bow on the regular season for us here, and I expect that they're going to come out on firing all the cylinders here tonight, would be my guess.
Yeah, that Batavia game, I had mixed feelings going into it. Pretty big school, pretty good sized level of competition, and we're having a very good year. But you're right. I thought we were the equal of Batavia. Pretty much we were ahead the whole game until the fourth quarter, I believe. And our kids played really well.
And their running back was fast.
Oh, he was very good. And their quarterback was shifty too.
Yeah. They can see why they're ranked number 5 in Class B, but, so we meet them in the middle in Depew, and after about a 45-minute rain delay, we take them right down to the last minute, basically. So nothing to be ashamed of there. I thought we did a really nice job with a much bigger school.
Well, and a very typical high school football team in the sense that, they had a really good quarterback and a really good running back and a couple of terrific linemen. And, I'm doing the public address at Depew in a metal press box on metal bleachers in the middle of a lightning storm, but how smart am I?
At least you were inside. I was up on the roof. My mama didn't raise no dummy, right?
Yeah, right. Yeah, she has uttered other thoughts on that topic in the past, but it was a great game, and a couple of their linemen I thought were terrific. But one thing about that game, that was the absolute worst numbers I have ever seen on a high school team's jerseys in my life. I had absolutely no clue, and I finally just gave up.
Yep.
And I wanted to give those kids some credit for making some good plays, tackles behind the line of scrimmage or big blocks out in the open, but I had not a clue, and I had the pleasure of broadcasting the game or announcing the game right beside Channel 2 sports broadcaster, and he was
Stu Boyer.
Yeah, he was terrific, and he couldn't figure it out either, and he even had a spotter. So
yeah, Western New York Athletics is who Stu's working for now, and I had a chat with him before the game got started, and that was kind of the topic of conversation was, Batavia's and Micah even got home and said, man, their uniforms were fantastic. I said, they might have been great up close, but we couldn't read a number from where we were at. We struggled, you struggled, Western New York Athletics struggled, and so anyway, that's our home uniforms are a little tough too, but not quite that tough.
Yeah, exactly. And I complain about our home uniforms all the time because I can't read them. Of course, my eyes aren't what they used to be. Now, tonight, this is pristine because we're in white. Now, old school guy like me, home team always used to wear white, but that is not the case anymore, as the Black Knights of Silver Creek Forestville are black on black on black, and we're wearing white jerseys and we're in Silver Creek. So, however they decided all that, I don't know, but I'm happy to be able to ID the Wolfpack players tonight with authority.
And Silver Creek looks like they've brought their uniform, Silver Creek Forestville, dark with white letters. So we should be good shape here tonight, Doc.
And linebacker number 35, Ray Cortez. Starting in the defensive back.
Well, I tell you, early on in the broadcast here, Wilbur, we have a couple minutes before the game starts. I'd like to give a shout-out to CSP fans extraordinaire, Lester and Winona Weavers, longtime Panama residents and Panama sports supporters, lifetime bleeding of blue and white, have transitioned their athletic support to a new home in Texas, and so they are our fans from afar, and they listen to all our broadcasts and watching it on their computer screens every week. And we just want to say thanks to Lester and Winona for being Wolfpack fans from afar.
And I'll tell you, we were talking about this a little bit last week after the game on the way home, actually, and I got the benefit of seeing the comments on the Facebook live feed when we're doing the game here, and sometimes some fans will check in from where they're watching. So far, I've seen Michigan, Arizona, Florida, Texas, West Virginia, Maryland, Ohio, Pennsylvania, and New York. So the CSP dragnet is quite wide.
Yeah.
As we get ready for the national anthem, we'll take a moment here.
Member of the CSP football team, number 52, Tate Newman, suddenly lost his father. Scott Newman had never missed a game for Tate and his brothers Tanner, Fudgy, and Jamin. He's always been their greatest supporter. He could be seen on the sidelines yelling, "Hit somebody." Rest in peace, Scott. Thank you. And would you remain standing? Remove your hats as we honor our flag with the playing of our national anthem by the Forestville Hornet Pep Band.
Okay, Wilbur, I think we're back on after all of that, and as many years as I've been doing that, sometimes we get all sorts of help and great reception from the visiting schools, and other times they put up some obstacles and roadblocks. But the Silver Creek Forestville people have been nothing but terrific to us tonight, and they had a very, very classy recognition of the passing of one of our players' fathers this week, and so we want to send a shout out to Silver Creek and Forestville for recognizing that. And on a somber note, the CSP entire sports family and the 98.9 Sports Stream express our sincere condolences to the family of Scott Newman, who passed away this week way too soon at the age of 53. Scott had 3 sons, Tanner, Javon, and Tate, who either played or are playing for CSP presently. Our sincere thoughts and prayers are extended to the entire Scott Newman family. So, football is fun. We have a lot of good times doing this, but sometimes life gets in the way, and it's a lot more important than any football game.
Yeah, absolutely. And I see the CSP team has honored Scott's memory by letting Tate be a captain tonight. So
Nice.
He's out on the field as a junior. Is going to be one of the captains here this evening. So once again, everybody's heartfelt thoughts and prayers with the Newman family as they experienced just a tragic loss this week with the loss of Scott. So much too young at 53.
Yeah, that's for sure. And we're having the captains and officials meeting at the 50-yard line, and
It's like Silver Creek won the toss, and they've elected to defer, and they're going to take the field on the right side, kicking to the left side of the CSP team. And as the captains come in and wish each other good luck, we're just about right around the corner from getting this thing kicked off, Doc.
Okay, well, with that, we would like to thank all the supporters of CSP Wolfpack Football play-by-play on Channel 98.9 Sports Stream, provided in part by the Corry Federal Credit Union. The Corry Federal Credit Union would like to wish the Wolfpack the best of luck this season. The Corry Federal Credit Union has been serving the community since 1958. They offer a wide range of financial and banking services for you and your business. The Corry Federal Credit Union is located at 728 Worth Street in Corry, 56 North Main Street in Union City, 315 Main Street in Spartansburg, and online at www.corryfcu.org. The Channel 98.9 Sports Stream thanks the Corry Federal Credit Union, a not-for-profit organization, for their support of CSP football play-by-play. And with that in mind, Silver Creek Forestville is kicking off on the right. A squib kick fielded by CSP's Bryce Hinsdale, running the ball up the middle for a nice return on the play. He's still alive, breaks a tackle, and he brings the ball over the 50-yard line, or right on the 50-yard line. Excellent CSP field position on their first possession.
Great run by Bryce. Got some good blocking in front of him right there. They kind of set that wall up, and he just fed himself right through the needle hole and put his head down and just bored. Hey, that's about a 30-yard run on that kickoff return.
Well, if you're going to thread through the needle, the head of the needle, you're going to have to be a skinny little bugger, and that's got to be Bryce. So, if we have to do that all night, that's a good choice for us. Curtis Olson under center, as always, as has been the whole year, with Gabe Roth in motion.
Bunch of whistles, but I guess we're all good.
Yeah. And we've got a sweep to Burchanowski on the far sideline. He's got a crease. He's got an opening. He's got one guy to beat. He almost went all the way on the first play from scrimmage on a 27-yard rushing attempt on the very first play of the game, 1st and 10 CSP.
Like we've seen all year, Trent turns that corner over there, and, man, he is pretty fast when he gets around that corner. And I think he probably caught that defensive back a little off guard. He's small, but he is fast.
He just keeps getting better and better every week. What a story, and I'm sure the listeners heard it all before. Inside handoff to Gabe Roth. He's busting up the middle. Another major gain on the play, a good 17 yards on that rushing attempt. It's going to be 1st and 10 CSP inside it's close tough to tell from this angle on the
7-yard line?
Yeah,
No, 12. Sorry, wrong 5.
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
That's why I didn't say anything, but that's okay. 1st and 10 from the 11 or 12. Curtis Olson under center. Third play, he's hands the ball off for another major gain on the play, short of a first down, but still a good 8 or 9 yard gain on the play, and I believe that was Burchanowski again.
Hammering that left side of that offensive line pretty hard here. First 3 plays kind of going off left guard tackle area and made great strides.
Yep, everything's been on the inside or on the left side. It's going to be 2nd and 2. Olson under center again. Sweep, as soon as we say that, sweep to the right side. Burchanowski, he's going to have enough for the first down, and not only that, he's in for the touchdown from... Well, I can't really tell what yard line that was, but Trent Burchanowski, touchdown CSP, 6-0 CSP, 5 or 6 plays in. CSP is pretty good, and I think Silver Creek Forestville might be down a little bit this year, and this might be a long night for the Black Knights. Now we have Bryce Hinsdale setting up to kick out of Curtis Olson's hold, out of Gabe Roth's snap. It's been a successful combination throughout the course of the year. The snap, the hold, the kick. It's good. That was, we're so used to seeing Bryce boom the ball, over the top of the goalpost that thing just barely inched over, but it was good. So with 10:54 to go here in the first quarter, the CSP Wolfpack 7 and the Forestville Silver Creek Black Knights 0.
Yeah, Curtis did a nice job on getting that. Actually, the snap was just a touch high coming out of Gabe, and Curtis did a nice job. I think it just kind of got Bryce's timing down just to kind of, upset him just a little bit. So that ball
just got the bottom of it.
Yep. It just looked like a pitching wedge rather than a driver up through there.
Yeah, the A-player single-digit handicapper that you are, that I dream about every night. So, yes, that is a terrific analogy. Funding for this Corry Federal Credit Union Sports Stream broadcast comes in part from Lictus Oil and Propane in Clymer. Family-owned, Lictus Oil and Propane continues to supply liquids and fluids for agriculture, industry, and homeowners. Heating oil and propane services and off and on diesel fuel services are also offered. The channel 98.9 Sports Stream thanks Lictus Oil for their continued support. So Bryce Hinsdale kicks off. Kind of a squig kick. Nice coverage on the play.
Similar to last week, those kick returners seem to be pretty content to let that ball hit the turf on the kickoffs. And, I always thought that was the cardinal sin.
Yeah, absolutely. A wet, dewy football has got to be a tough ball to field, but they seem to be very happy to try to do that time and time again. So it's going to be 1st and 10 Silver Creek Forestville from their own 21-yard line with 10:45 to go here in the first quarter. CSP with an early 7-0 lead. Operating out of the shotgun. Silver Creek, the snap. Handoff. Tackled for little to no gain on the play. And we have it looked like an injured Forestville Silver Creek player, but he hops back up and is kind of hobbling around there. But little to no gain on the play. It's going to be 2nd and 9.
Drake DiDomenico kind of hobbled off after that kickoff return and made his way over to the sideline under his own power, but he seems to be upright over there again now, so I'm not sure exactly what happened there, but...
Yeah, that happened. It looked like a late block on the kick coverage, and he did hobble off, and I did not have his number in front of me. Out of the shotgun, pass is dropped by number 35. He wasn't going to go anywhere anyway. It was pretty well defended by CSP. It's going to be 3rd and 9 with 10 minutes to go on a stopped clock here in the first quarter.
Yeah, CSP defense had that one defended pretty well, even though he dropped the ball. There was 2 or 3 defenders right there. You're right. He wasn't going to get far had he caught that. Looks like they're trying to spread us out just a little bit now. We got 2 left, 1 right, really wide on the left-hand side here.
Well, it's probably a quarterback sneak then. So we do run the ball inside for little to no gain on the play. It's going to be 4th down, and big number 57 on the tackle. Justin Massing, certainly one of our stronger defenders. We call his name every week, a number of times. Just really a solid lineman on both sides of the ball for the Wolfpack.
Yep, he's having a heck of a nice senior year.
And number 7, I knew that they would do this to me, Wyatt Gobieski. That's close enough for me. He is their kicker, so we'll be talking about him all night, I think. He's going to drop back to punt on 4th and 5. The snap is good. The kick is off, almost blocked. And fair catch on the play by Burchanowski. Got to be Burchanowski caught that.
Yep, it is.
And it's going to be 1st and 10 CSP from the CSP 41-yard line. Underwriting for this Corry Federal Credit Union sports stream coverage of CSP football is provided by Triple E Manufacturing. Triple E Manufacturing offers equine products, promotional items, embroidery, and printing services. Triple E Manufacturing of Sherman. Online at tripleemfg.com. So CSP 1st and 10 from their own 41-yard line. Instead of operating out of the shotgun, which we typically do, we've been under center on each and every possession, and no different on this play. Olson under center, Bryce Hinsdale in motion, a little inside handoff to Gabe Roth for a solid 8-yard gain on the play. I don't know if we're going to throw a pass all night, Brian.
Yeah, it's just the old adage, you keep doing it until they stop you. So it's more run up the left, maybe a little bootleg off to the right. But that seems to be the recipe tonight.
Yep, a solid 8-yard gain on the play. 2nd and 2, Olson under center. We have 2 wideouts to the near side. Looks like that was well defended by the Black Knights. Short gain on the play by Trent Burchanowski. He got 1, so it's going to be 3rd and 1.
That's probably as good a time as any to give a little shout out to those offensive linemen that are doing such a nice job for us all year long. Hayden Heiser, Hayden Battaglia, Tate Newman just came into the game, Justin Massing. Just those guys have been opening holes up all year long.
Yeah, the unsung heroes. Olson, 3rd and 1 under center. Inside handoff. It looks like Roth. He's certainly got the first down and more. Tackled by a host of Black Knights. Solid 8-yard gain on the play, going to be 1st and 10 CSP. Support for the Corry Federal Credit Union sports stream coverage of CSP football is provided by Mosier's Carpeting and Floor Covering. Mosier's installs carpeting, vinyl, laminate flooring, as well as tile. Mosier's, Main Street, Clymer, New York. 1st and 10 CSP from the Black Knight 40-yard line, operating out of the shotgun this time. Curtis Olson's back to pass with good protection all night for protection. The pass is complete. And whose kid is that? Boy, what a fine reception for Micah Willink on the play. Solid 6-yard gain, and the pass protection was terrific.
Yeah. Yep. I forgot to mention Trayvon Cope in there on that offensive line that was also in there. But, yeah, good throw. A ton of time for Curtis. You had, I think Micah was actually the check down receiver.
Yeah,
on
me
that
too.
one.
Me too. And I was, with that much protection, that's a great time to be looking, mid-range or deep. But operating out of the shotgun again, pressure this time. The pass is complete to Bryce Hinsdale on the far sideline. It's going to be close to a first down. The preliminary mark looks like he made it, and did get some pressure on Curtis that time, but he was able to, throw the ball, and we have a couple of terrific wideouts on this team.
Yeah, it's been a fun year to watch because there's just, unlike prior teams, we got guys all over the place that can make plays for you.
Yep, I agree. 1st and 10 CSP from the Black Knight 30-yard line. Olson back to pass again all night, and he's throwing this one deep, and he's open. Oh, just off the hands of number 10, which I think is Cooper Brown, if I'm not mistaken.
That is.
That was so close. That ball was in the air a good 40 or 45 yards and was really a well-thrown ball, and it was just a hair bit long, and Cooper, who's made some big plays in the last 3 weeks as they feathered him into the offense as well, almost was a super touchdown. But we have 6:45 to go here in the first quarter. It's going to be 2nd and 10. Olson is under center Little draw play to Gabe Roth. And he's got a crease. Oh, that's Trent Burchanowski. It looks like he's going to go all the way, and he does. A 30-yard touchdown run for Trent Burchanowski. Just terrific blocking up front.
Man,
I mean, I think you or I could have scored on that.
Well,
Brian.
yeah. Just the same. We'd like to have Trent run now, But, just the offensive line is just blowing open some big holes here tonight. And continuing off from what, was a really tough blocking week last week. Those Batavia guys were big and they were good.
Yeah.
And I thought we did a really good job. Some of it was, just pure strength. Some of it was scheme. But anyway, the offensive line, thank you.
And Hinsdale's kick. There's the typical boom that we see, and it's through. Bryce Hinsdale from Curtis Olson's hold and Gabe Roth's snap. The kick is good with 6:35 to go in the first quarter. The CSP Wolfpack 14, the Silver Creek Franklinville Black Knights 0. Crouch's Garage, 2 East Main Street in Panama, New York, underwrites the Corry Federal Credit Union coverage of CSP football on Channel 98.9. Crouch's offers automotive service, state inspection, and used cars too. We thank Crouch's Garage for their continued support of CSP football. We also want to shout out to First Place Auto Glass for helping to provide partial coverage of CSP football. First Place Auto Glass of Jamestown, owner Glass Tech Robert Leonard from Panama installs automotive glass and works with all major insurance companies. We thank First Place Auto Glass, 716-450-0847 or on Facebook. So, Bryce Hinsdale kicking from the 40-yard line, get a nice boot to the far sideline, fielded cleanly by Silver Creek, kind of a big fella, operating side to side rather than front to back. Short gain on the play. It's going to be 1st and 10 Silver Creek from the 32-yard line, 33-yard line possibly. So
that was their big tight end who they tried to complete a pass to the last time, and he's a big fella. He's a big fella, yep. Is right. 6'4", 220. So that's pretty good size.
Yep, and he is a relative of Zeddy Williams, who we talked about on the way up.
Yes, we did.
And super professional soccer player. They mentioned that he was the MVP of the National Lacrosse League this year. So certainly coming from a family of superior athletes. The kid is just a sophomore and is a lot bigger than Zeddy ever was, I'll tell you that.
Yeah.
But, we want to thank Krager Racing Engines for partial support of this broadcast. Krager Racing Engines and Mike Machine in Clymer. Racing Engines provides performance machining and assembly for race teams nationwide. Best wishes to the Wolfpack from Krager Racing Engines. Also, Leisure Time. This broadcast is made partially possible by funding from Leisure Time Power Sports of Corry. For over 50 years, Leisure Time has offered motorcycles, dirt bikes, side-by-sides, snowmobiles, and agricultural equipment. We thank Leisure Time Power Sports in Corry and Bradford for their support. So, first down, Silver Creek comes out passing, and the pass is incomplete. Well defended on the play by Cooper Brown.
Cooper Brown again, like we said, we've been calling his name a lot more here the last few weeks, and that time it was the defensive stuff that he dislodged the ball. That was a big hit. Cooper's not the biggest kid on the block. He was going against that big tight end, 6'4", 220. And Cooper is
not that.
5'10", 155.
There you go,
so,
almost 100 pounds difference.
Yeah.
But
got the job done.
2nd and 10, operating out of the shotgun, Silver Creek, Forestville. The snap. A little inside handoff to another big fella. Little to no gain on the play. Number 44, Caden Eggleston on the carry. Did get 2 yards, but they have some size, but they don't appear to be the most fleetest of foot.
Yeah, I would agree with that statement. These guys can go, up the middle pretty good, I think it looks like, but they're just not going to make it around the ends on our team, I don't think.
Yeah, they're kind of running side to side and trying to run off tackle and around the ends, and we just have too much speed. But 3rd and 8. Operating out of the shotgun. The snap is good. Little pass down the sideline. It's going to be almost picked off by Cooper Brown. Intended for big number 35. It's hard to tell whether he's thrown to 35 or 2. It was right in between them, and Cooper almost made the play, but the clock stops with 5:51 to go here in the first quarter, with the Wolfpack leading 14-0, and my favorite name to mispronounce, Wyatt Gobieski, is going to be back to punt again. I think his foot's going to be tuckered out by the end of the night. Bryce Hinsdale and Trent Burjanowski are back to receive the kick. And the snap is good, and the kick is off. A low line drive kick fielded by Bryce on the fly. And he's got a little bit of room for a return, but pretty well defended by the Black Knights.
That was pretty good defense by the Black Knights there. That punt had more of a line drive to it. Sometimes those are a little tricky. The running or the punt returner, you get a running start at it, which Bryce did, but they defended that pretty well. Yeah,
it was. Those low line drives are a lot easier to return. The return team doesn't have time to get underneath them to cover, and they made a nice play on the punt coverage. 1st and 10 CSP from the CSP 46-yard line. Olsen under center. 4 wideouts, 2 on each side. We have Hinsdale in motion, a little counterplay to Roth on the inside that's been successful throughout the course of the night. Well defended by the Black Knights. Short gain on the play, 2nd and 9.
Yeah, that's kind of been a staple of the CSP offense for years and years and years and years. And that one got bottled up just a little bit.
Well, they try to get, they put Bryce or somebody of his ilk in motion in one direction and run back in the opposite, and has been successful. Here's Burchanowski running off the left tackle. Has got a nice gain on the play. He's fighting for more yardage, and he's knocked out of bounds on the far sideline for a nice gain on the play. It's going to be not a first down, but it's going to be 3rd and probably 2.
Talked about Trent. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Oh, no. UTEG's Body Shop in Corry is helping to bring you the production of this CSP football broadcast, along with the Corry Federal Credit Union Sports Stream. Collision repair and refinishing, UTEG's offers frame straightening services, 633 East Smith Street in Corry. UTEG's Body Shop. Curtis Olson, 3rd and 2, operating out of the shotgun. Here's the bubble screen to Bryce that we're very familiar with. Passes completed. 1 move, 2 moves. Dancing around for a first down. Nice reception. Better yards after contact for Bryce on the play. Solid 10 or 12-yard gain, and very difficult to defend.
Yeah, I watched the replay of last week's game, and Bryce, once he gets that bubble screen, he gets past that first defender, and he's got some really good moves to kind of advance that ball down the field. And he's shifty enough and small enough, he can kind of juke his way down through there really good. He's tough.
1st and 10 CSP from the Black Knight 33-yard line. Shotgun operation from Curtis Olson. He's got time. Now he's being covered. Fumble on the play. A huge loss. It appears like CSP recovered. Big number 75, I think.
Hayden Battaglia?
Yeah, I don't know if it was him or Lashandro underneath there. That it's hard to tell, but a huge loss on the play. Holy cow, we've got 2nd and another zip code here. It's going to be 2nd and 10, 20, 30 yards. We'll see what's in the playbook for 2nd and 30. Operating out of the shotgun, we have 3 wideouts to the near side here. Curtis Olson drops back to pass. Lashandro's complete. Reverses field. He's in the middle of the field. He's in the far sideline. Gets all of that. Oh, we got a flag on the play. I almost think that might be a face mask, but I certainly could be wrong about that.
Well, if you look at Bryce Hinsdale, that's what he was calling.
Yep, it was hard to tell what the defender had grabbed, whether it was a shoulder pad or possibly could have been a face mask. That's what it is, and that's going to be a CSP first down. Big gain on the play, on the pass reception to begin with, and you're going to tack another 15 yards on top of it. That's going to be enough for a CSP first down after having been 2nd and 30. You don't always convert that.
No, absolutely not. And that was a pretty good play design, and Lucas Lissandro just kind of took off up the middle after that little, I guess it was a quasi-screen pass, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I agree.
But he made a lot out of it, and then they have the added penalty on the end. So we're back in business inside the 20.
Yep, 1st and 10 CSP from apparently the 18-yard line. 3:41 to go on a running clock. CSP 14, Silver Creek 0. Burchanowski, student body left on the sweep. Big gain on the play, enough for another CSP first down. It's too bad we don't have a stat service here, because we got to be setting some sort of record here for yardage in the first half. Every play other than 1 or 2 has been, easily 8, 10, 12-yard average per play. But it's going to be 1st and 10. Oh, gosh, it's got to be inside the...
It's like about the 4 from the far
Yep, it does
down
look
marker.
like about the 4-yard line. 1st and goal. Curtis Olson under center. Who's going to get the touchdown this time? Gabe Roth on the carry for a short gain. He got about half the way there. It's going to be 2nd and 2. I think it's just a question of picking out who you want to have score this touchdown, to tell you the truth. Going to be very difficult for the Black Knights to defend the Wolfpack. With this down and distance, 2nd and goal from the 2-yard line. Olson under center. 3 wide outs. And he's in for untouched. Yep. Gabe Roth, touchdown CSP Wolfpack. I'm afraid we're going to run out of stuff to talk about here, Brian.
Well, that was the trap play, but it ran at the other side of the center that time. And what didn't work on 1st down did work on 3rd. And so that's going to be a CSP touchdown for Gabe Roth. And that's going to make the score 20-0 with the extra point upcoming with 2:42 left here in the first quarter.
As always, Gabe Roth with the snap. Curtis Olson with the hold, and Bryce Hinsdale's left-footed kick is really thumped. Good, 21-0, CSP Wolfpack. Joel Cook and the team at Corry Pre-Owned Auto Sales supports this broadcast. Offering pre-owned cars and trucks in New York and Pennsylvania, Corry Pre-Owned Auto Sales is on Route 6 in Corry, Pennsylvania, or online at corrycars.com. Go Wolfpack from Corry Pre-Owned Auto. Also, we want to thank Arlene's Dutch Kitchen Restaurant. This broadcast is brought to you in part by Arlene's Dutch Kitchen Restaurant and Becky's Bakery, 104 East Main Street in Sherman, New York. Arlene's offers breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Becky's Bakery features Amish-style baked goods, 716-234-4002, or Arlene's Dutch Kitchen on Facebook. Go Wolfpack from Arlene's Dutch Kitchen. Well, Wilbur, we have 2:42 to go here in the first quarter, and it's 21-0 CSP.
Yeah, according to script so far for Coach Ty Harper and the CSP Wolfpack, I know they, you never want to come in and just kind of lope around and let the supposed lesser team hang around, and they're not tonight.
No, it's just I don't think that the kick is received and fumbled and defended and is going nowhere. It's going to be 1st and 10 Silver Creek from their own 20-yard line. But I don't think that Silver Creek's had a first down in the first quarter.
And we were talking to a couple guys in the press box before the game here. They're probably their best player. Started the year off, and the 8th play into their very first game gets tackled and blows his ACL out. And we talked about the CSP having so many weapons. Well, we're fortunate. We do. That's not always the case, and it's not always the case with CSP. 1 or 2 players, but for us, we have Austin White go down the first game, breaks his wrist. In comes Trent Burchanowski, and we don't really skip a beat.
Sure. Well, and respectfully, if J.U. Culcrick was playing for Silver Creek, the score would still be 21-0. So, I mean, I feel bad for the kid, and he's a good player, and I'm sure that they miss him. But, one player, maybe who's the Tennessee running back? Maybe that
Derrick
would be,
Henry.
There
I
we
watched
go.
him
That's,
run all over the place on Monday.
Yeah. Yep. There, I might be persuaded by that addition to the team. But this has just been an awful lot of CSP and not much resistance on either side of the ball from Silver Creek. First play from scrimmage, as soon as I say that, it's going to be an 8-yard gain on the play. 2nd and 2, operating out of the shotgun. Silver Creek's going to keep it, and he's going to be tackled for a loss behind the line of scrimmage. I don't know whether we give him a sack or a rushing attack, a tackle behind the line of scrimmage or not, but it's a loss on the play.
Justin Massing, once again, making his presence felt on the left side of that defensive line, and he's had a heck of a nice year. Hayden Battaglia has had a heck of a nice year. Lucas Lissandro's over on that side over there. We've been calling these names all year, and it's not any one guy, any one night. It's a bunch of them.
And we have a 5-yard penalty on the play. They didn't see the signal from the official, but it's going to be 2nd and 7.
Not many 5-yard penalties in them.
Yep, and I mean, not especially after the play was complete. Yeah. I mean, if it was an offsides or somebody jumping or something, I would understand that. But Matt Woolabon is a junior quarterback. He is under pressure, trying to throw the ball, and it's intercepted. Are they going to give it to him? Yes, they are. Number 15.
Brent Burchanowski.
Yeah, who is that kid? He doesn't do anything for the CSP Wolfpack, but nice pressure on that play, and I did not get the CSP defender. I want to say it was number 75.
It was Hayden Battaglia.
Yep, I think
it was.
Yep, put Woolabon under a lot of pressure and threw the ball before the receiver was even looking back for it, and allowed Trent to make a nice play on the ball for the interception. And with 1:40 to go here in the first quarter, CSP ahead 21-0. Certainly has an opportunity to score their 4th touchdown in the first quarter. But we've talked about it throughout the course of the year, and the thing that makes this team fun for me, we have Garrett Hinsdale, we have Cameron Barmore, we have John Schwabek, guys that are just terrific athletes. They had a long pass completed on the far sideline, knocked out of bounds to Bryce Hinsdale. That's going to be a 22-yard gain on the play. We're going to be inside the 5, depending on the mark is tough to tell from here, but we have all those college level type athletes, whereas this year's is a team. I mean, they just have a bunch of guys that are all playing well together, and it's like the old Miami Dolphins, the no-name defense. It's just everybody contributes. And here's Gabe Roth just walking into the end zone. Nope, it's Burchanowski. That's their body types. I've got to get better at that, but there was just, absolutely no resistance, and he didn't even run to score the touchdown. So this is going to be, it's 27-0 right now, probably going to be 28, and certainly not the way that the Black Knights intended senior night to go.
Certainly not. They've kind of had a rough year up here, and, certainly in a rebuilding mode, but I'm sure they'll get their collective wits about them, and they'll be back better than ever next year.
I was writing something down. I didn't see what happened. It must have been a bad hold or a bad snap on the play, because the kick never got off. So we've made 3 out of 4, but with the score 27-0 with 53 seconds to go in the first quarter, it's been all CSP Wolfpack. This Corry Federal Credit Union sports stream coverage of the Wolfpack is brought to you in part by Pat Finnerty at Finn's Auto Sales on the Niobe Road in Panama, New York. Finn's specializes in Subaru service and offers used cars as well. Home of the 1J Racing, we thank Finn's Auto Sales for their continued support of CSP football. Talk about the Silver Creek punter's foot being sore. Bryce has now kicked the ball off. Will this be his 5th time?
This will be his 5th time. and 4 extra points. So that's a lot of kicks in 11 minutes and 7 seconds.
Yep, that is for sure. But he's young.
Yeah. Just, you or I were to do that, we'd have a sore toe and our back would be out.
My plantar fasciitis up the kazoo, I think. But nice kick by Bryce, return on the near sideline, well covered by Trent Burchanowski and company. Going to be tough field position again for Silver Creek with 43 seconds to go here in the first quarter. CSP Wolfpack 27 and the Silver Creek Forestville Black Knights 0. Going to be 1st and 10 Silver Creek from the 22-yard line.
We've talked about the weather a little bit, Doctor, and man, we've been fortunate this year. We have not had one of those mud games, and we haven't had that snow squall yet. And we still got some more to go, but another nice night here, Silver Creek.
Just beautiful, and no wind either.
Yep.
It's just a windless evening. Willabun operating out of the shotgun, tries to run their version of the CSP Wolfpack bubble screen with a little bit of success. The pass was indeed complete, but well defended on the play by CSP. Only a short gain on the play.
Yeah, you talked about the wind. For those of you that have been here, this sits up right on the hill just off of Lake Erie. And the last time I was here, I think the wind was blowing about 40 miles an hour, so it can definitely blow up here.
Could be cold. Those metal bleachers, which we're fortunate we don't have to sit on, look to be mighty cold. The fans are well bundled, that's for sure. 2nd and 7 from the 30-yard line of the Silver Creek Forestville. I'm going to say Hornets when I say Forestville Hornets, but they say it's the Black Knights, and it is the end of the first quarter with the CSP Wolfpack 27 and the Silver Creek Forestville Black Knights 0. Dale and Cindy Appleby at Appleby Motorsports are supporters of the Wolfpack and the Corry Federal Credit Union Sports Stream. Appleby Motorsports, located in North Clymer, offers racing accessories and chassis set up for race teams in the region. We thank Dale and Cindy, Appleby Motorsports, for their continued support. We also want to shout out to J. Edwards Insurance. Funding for this Corry Federal Credit Union Sports Stream broadcast is provided in part by J. Edwards Insurance, with offices in Panama and Jamestown. J. Edwards Insurance is an independent insurance service providing auto, business, farm, and homeowners insurance. Online at jedwardsinsurance.com. We talked about these insurance guys all the way up here to Silver Creek tonight. We seem to think that there's a bunch of shysters in that business. I think that was the...
Holy cow! This is a family show.
Shysters is not a bad word. I could come up with a lot worse than shyster.
Holy smokes! Well, blowing the shade out.
Well, we're riding up here with my son-in-law who sells insurance, and Wilbur sells insurance, and Bryce Ireland of J. Edwards Insurance. Those are all, they used to be friends of mine, but maybe no longer. Oh, there's a cool play. Yes. Well, he can't throw it twice. He can't throw it twice. You can't throw it twice. What a cool play,
man! Did Justin Massick knock that in the air and he knocked it straight back to the quarterback?
Yep, and he caught it. Yep, and he can't throw it twice.
And I think the flag's ready to come out.
Yeah,
there it is.
Yeah, It took them a while to process it.
I think the ref did not realize that it was the quarterback that caught that.
Well, he called it incomplete, which he called it incomplete. But now this happened in an NFL game this last week where the exact same thing happened, and now the NFL rule and the high school rule could certainly be different things, but you can't throw a forward pass twice on the same play, and that's exactly what happened. Willabun made a nice play to escape an oncoming rusher, threw the ball, and it was batted right back at him, and I think it was Massing, but I'm not really sure of that number, and he made a heads-up play to catch it, but then he decided he's going to throw it again.
Yeah.
So it was incomplete twice. The first one would be complete, I guess.
Yeah, complete to himself.
That's right.
So it looks like what they're going to call here is
an illegal
forward pass,
yeah.
which I believe is going to be a 5-yard penalty from the spot, and it's going to be a loss of down as well.
Yeah.
That was very heads-up play because the defender, if it was Justin, which I think it was, knocked it back to him.
Yep.
He did good to catch it, but he should have just ran with it.
Yep, or he should have just not caught it.
Correct.
That was, that's what I think that they try to teach you is if that happens is that you don't catch it because then it's incomplete and it goes back to the line of scrimmage. But certainly provided a moment of comic relief in what is rapidly deteriorating into not a very good high school football game. But Willeben back to pass again, kind of a wobbler, under pressure again. He thought his receiver was in a different spot than where he threw it, but the pass falls incomplete, and it's going to be 4th down. I do not think that Silver Creek has made a first down, and I don't think they certainly have crossed the 50-yard line, and it's just been absolute total domination in all 3 phases of the game by the CSP Wolfpack.
Well, if this continues, this will be kind of a good way to put a bow on the regular season and kind of send you off into the playoffs.
And there's a blocked kick. I think that was Trayvon that blocked that kick. It was. So there's going to be another, huge field position advantage for CSP. The ball's going to be inside the 20-yard line. I'm pretty sure that was Trayvon Copta that got his big paw on that ball to block the kick. And so CSP is going to be knocking on the door, and we're going to be, starting to filter the 2s in here pretty soon, I would think.
Yeah, and I think I'm starting to see some out there already. There's just not a lot of 2s. We only have, I think, 10 players on the sideline. Some of those are ready to play, and some of those are JV guys, and they don't only get 10 plays, so we'll do the best we can.
Well, maybe we're just going to rush the football and work some clock. There's a little inside handoff to Gabe Roth, tackled by a mass of Black Hornets there. And we have a Black Hornet that's down on the field. So with that, the Wolfpack football broadcast is being underwritten in part. Underwritten. There's another one of those insurance terms that I never understood. And that's what you do, is underwrite, if I'm not mistaken. In part by Necker's Company General Store. For over 100 years, Necker's Company has served Clymer with groceries, meats, deli, footwear, and gift items. The Channel 98.9 Sports Stream thanks Necker's Company General Store for their continued support. Also want to throw a shout out to Crotty Chevrolet. Crotty Chevrolet and Buick is providing partial funding for this broadcast. Crotty Chevrolet is located at the Y in Columbus and online at crottychevy.com. Sponsor of the player of the game, Crotty Chevrolet Buick.
As we get ready to put the ball in play, the play on the field has been okay. Silver Creek Forestville cheerleaders are really quite entertaining. They've been doing flips and jumps, and they've been all over the place here in front of us. They're very active.
Yes, they are. They're very, very active and very athletic, and I think they're trying to keep warm for part of the reason. But yes, warming up, they were doing some very clever things. Here's the bubble screen completed again to Bryce Hinsdale. Misses 1, misses 2. Passes completed inside the 10-yard line for about a 5-yard gain on the play. That's probably pretty fair. Is that 2nd or 3rd down? These old eyes are failing me.
Should be 2nd. He's got it on 3rd, but I think it's 2nd.
Yeah, I do too. That's where I was perplexed.
I'm not sure. Sometimes it's some of the CSP crew on the down and distance markers over there, but...
Well, all we care is that it's correct. But
the scoreboard is
2nd and the down marker is 3rd. But whatever. Curtis Olson under center, some down and 5. Burchanowski with the sweep, cuts back inside, and that's another touchdown. Touchdown CSP. I guess that was from the 6-yard line. Jiminy Crickets.
Is that number 4 for him?
I tried to start keeping track of it, but then.
I think Gabe had 1 and Trent's got 4 of them.
I meant to ask you after the 1st or 2nd because I figured we could remember that. But then after the 3rd, I've got Roth on the 3rd and Trent on the 4th and 5th.
Yeah.
So it's 33-0. Roth with the snap and Olson with the hold, and the left-footed soul of Bryce Hinsdale. The kick, the snap, the kick is up, and the kick is good. With the score 34-0, CSP Wolfpack. Fat Mons Grub in Corry is an underwriter of this Wolfpack football broadcast. Fat Mons menu includes pizzas, subs, salads, and dinners. Takeout or eat in 814-964-3158. The Corry Federal Credit Union channel, 98.9 Sports Stream. Thanks Fat Mon's Grub for their continued support. Also, a shout out to the Allegheny Power Equipment, Route 426 east of Corry. Also an underwriter of this Corry Federal Credit Union Sports Stream.
I didn't write it, Doc, I swear.
I can't believe this. I never noticed all that before. But anyway, whatever. We thank Allegheny Power. Allegheny Power Equipment has worked with the small engine industry with parts and service for decades. 814-664-9291 channel 98.9. Thanks, Allegheny Power Equipment, for their continued support of CSP football. 10:18 to go. Jiminy Crickets, that's less than 2 minutes into the second quarter. The score is CSP Wolfpack 34, the Silver Creek Forestville Black Knights 0. Another boot from the sore-footed Bryce Hinsdale. Hasn't shown up yet in his performance because it was a great kick. Fielded cleanly, but super coverage by CSP on the play, and I don't know whether we substitute that many from our first team D from the kick coverage or not, but we've got a large number of different players in there now.
Yeah, yep, and certainly, not that the field is muddy, but there's more white jerseys out there, not any grass stains on some of these. So
right.
Big Donovan Schnars has entered the game in the left end position. Skylar Burke is defensive tackle. Hayden Matagula is still holding down the right-hand side over there. So it looks like he's shifting in some of the defensive line guys at this point. Gabe Ross still in there. John Watson still in there.
Willink and Hinsdale are still in there. And Willeben operating out of the shotgun. 1st and 10, Black Knights. Little inside handoff. Fumble on the play.
And a ball comes free.
What was that? Unrecovered by CSP.
Dylan Michaels on the recovery. He was almost down. I
Yeah.
thought he was down, to be honest with you. That ball come popping out, and
that would be close.
Yep.
What was comical was where the official threw the beanbag. You're supposed to throw that beanbag where the fumble happened, but it was like 10 yards behind the play. So I don't know why he bothered to throw it, but he did. And it's going to be 1st and 10 CSP from the Silver Creek Forestville 25-yard line with 8:50 to go on a running clock here in the second quarter, with the CSP Wolfpack 34 and the Silver Creek Forestville Black Knights 0. A little inside handoff, and I believe that's Lashando. You can tell better than me, and he's going to score.
That's going to be Alex Barmore, actually.
Holy cow.
Into the game as a true freshman. And Alex was, I believe, in to give Trent a rest, and he does the same thing Trent did and takes that thing off the right tackle. And Alex, like his brother, once he kind of gets into daylight, he's gone.
Well, I think Lashandro is 32 and Barmore is, maybe 34?
Yep.
So, I mean, that was close in my world. But
and we haven't called Alex Barmore's name a whole lot this year. He hasn't seen a lot of the field.
Yeah,
so.
well, thanks for covering for me. And I haven't got to JV games like I had hoped to, but I understand that all these terrific ninth graders are having a great season on JVs as well.
And they are, yes.
Yep, and they're going to be around for more CSP football. Look at that kick. Holy cannoli. So with the score 41-0 with 8:31 to go here in the second quarter, it's a lot CSP and not much Silver Creek Forestville. This Corry Federal Credit Union Sports Stream is being supported in part by Woods Auto Parts, Napa, and Woods Power Sports in Sherman, New York. Along with auto parts for most vehicles, Woods offers parts and service for off-road ATV and motorcycles. Channel 98.9 thanks Woods, Napa, and Power Sports for their continued support. We also want to thank, again, funding for this Corry Federal Credit Union Sports Stream is provided in part by Lictus Oil and Propane, Lictus Auto Service, and Clymer Hardware and Home Center. The Channel 98.9 Sports Stream thanks Lictus Oil and Propane, Lictus Auto Center, and Clymer Hardware and Home Center for their continued support of CSP football. Bryce Hinsdale with the kick to the near sideline. It bounces, fielded cleanly by the Black Knights. He's got little to nowhere to go. Tackled by Cooper Brown on a special teams play. And I believe that number 32 is Lashandro in on that play as well. So, they're doing a cute, terrific little cheer down here, keeping themselves warm and moving around, and the crowd seems to be impressed by their performance, and the ones without their sweatpants on, I don't know how the heck they're warm, because it's a little chilly in here, and I like being cold, and they got to be freezing down there on the field.
Yeah, like you said, there's not a lot of wind tonight, but it is going to drop down into the 30s, I got to think, and we're definitely into the 40s by...
Yeah, we have people in parkas and blankets and covering their bodies up, and again, those metal bleachers have got to be chilly. Little gain from the Silver Creek Forestville running back on the play. It's going to be 2nd and 9 from the Silver Creek Forestville 25-yard line. Number 54 looks like a new number to me.
That'd be John Watson.
Yeah, that would be a new number. He's getting some reps in, and as you alluded to, the JV players can only play 9 or 10 plays without affecting their JV status. We have a flag on the play.
Kind of a mid-play flag, so I don't know.
Yeah.
Sometimes that's the area of holding, but it's not in the general right direction.
Yeah, I thought it was a face mask too. Yeah, I mean, that's we had 5 or 6 defenders all trying to get an arm on the ball carrier, and I believe that's going to be Silver Creek Forestville's first down on the evening. And holy, how many is he stepping off here? I think he stepped off 20.
Yeah,
I really do.
15 from the spot. 5.
Maybe
10, 15. If he had it on the 35, they're putting it on about
generous.
the 50. Yeah,
that was so.
Yeah, we'll let that one go. Yeah.
But no, they still haven't crossed the 50-yard line yet. We've got 7:22 to go here in the second quarter with the ball on the Silver Creek 49-yard line, threatening the 50-yard line for the first time. And of course, we get a tackle for a sack on the play, but a loss on the play by none other than 54, John Watson. So, assuming he's a JV player from his linebacker position, knife through there, and had a nice 1-yard loss on the play.
John, we called his name a few times earlier this year, and then he's the one that got a personal foul in the Randolph game and had to sit the next one out. And it's been a little quiet the second half of the season here.
Okay, and we get a mild Bronx cheer from the crowd as the Silver Creek Forestville offense has now crossed the 50-yard line for the first time to the CSP 49-yard line. 3rd and 8.
Well, not looking ahead too far here, but next week's going to be a bye week for the CSP team, and that'll be the first round of the playoffs. So 1 and 2 get byes, and 3 plays 6 and 4 plays 5, and then we'll be in action the week after, which I believe is November the 6th. And I heard unofficially that game will be in Panama on Saturday afternoon at, I don't know if they start the playoff games at 1 or 1:30. Either way, it'll be in Panama, so what I'm being told.
Check your local coverage to be sure about that. Woolabin out of the shotgun. Oh, Jiminy Crickets. Burchanowski almost had a pick 6. He, from his linebacker or defensive back position, he had that little square out diagnosed and almost picked it off, and there would have been nobody between he and Katie Bar the door and another touchdown. But 5:48 to go here with the clock stopped. See, and now the clock.
Now they wind it. Yeah,
after
I think,
an incomplete pass?
I'm wondering if maybe there's a
mercy
rule
rule
getting into play. I'm
yeah.
not sure the rules on that,
Right.
to be honest with you.
Yeah, that was an incomplete pass. I can't imagine what scenario they'd start the clock other than a mercy rule, and I would be 100% in favor of that. With 5:27 to go on a running clock here in the second quarter, CSP 41, Silver Creek Forestville 0. Woolabin, a gritty little player, under all sorts of pressure. Back to pass, dropped for a loss on the play. We have 3 different Trayvon Coptas in there. We have 3 different defenders that all took part of that sack, and it's going to be can't be first down.
Flipping around, it was 4th, so that's going to be turnover on downs.
Oh, yep, thank you very much.
Yep.
Yeah, no, he was right. Yeah, he was right, and I was wrong, and I stand partially corrected. 1st and 10 CSP from the Silver Creek 45-yard line.
Quickly trying to look to see if New York has a mercy rule. There's mercy rules in force that says once you get to 35 points, the clock runs. But if you get that 35 in the first half, the game's over at halftime.
Really?
I don't see that as a New York rule, though.
Come on, Jiminy Crickets.
Yeah,
that was a little bit late.
Yeah.
But, they are a little bit frustrated as well. So, number 22, Di Domenico, that is one of my favorite names to say. He had a cousin or a brother whose name was Cody. And saying Cody Di Domenico was one of my favorite names of all time. Drake doesn't do it for me like Cody does. But
Drake has got himself quite a story himself. He was involved in actually a hunting accident quite a few years ago, and his hand is a little malformed as a result. And he's just really not let that hold him down any. He's had a nice football season,
yes,
too.
Yes, he has. Every week we say his name a little bit more, especially defensively. I still believe Olsen is the quarterback. Yep, he is. Now here's the pitch to number 34, Barmore. He's going to maybe score again. He's got one guy to beat. One guy takes him down, but 10, 20, 25-yard rushing.
Got a yellow flag on the field here. Holding on the CSP team.
Yeah. Well, there is a game management aspect to officiating. There's so much judgment involved on whether you call something or whether you don't call something. And, when the game is 41-0, I'll be the first to admit that if there's a questionable call of whether to throw the flag or not, the team that's ahead 41-0 is going to be on the short end of that flag every time.
Yeah.
Every time. And rightfully so.
And you won't get any pushback from anybody on that. No.
I mean, we are not out here, to embarrass the opponent and have not been throwing the ball. I mean, I think we threw the ball 28 times against Batavia last week, and other than 3 or 4 passes on the first couple possessions, we've been keeping the ball on the ground and running the clock. So there's some good sportsmanship going on, and I just hope that cooler heads will prevail. And I think we have a fumble on the play. Yep, we do have a fumble. And it appears to be recovered by Silver Creek Forestville. So on the CSP 45-yard line, it's going to be 1st and 10, Silver Creek. Support for CSP Wolfpack Football play-by-play on Channel 98.9 Sports Stream is provided in part by the Corry Federal Credit Union. The Corry Federal Credit Union would like to wish the Wolfpack the best of luck this season. The Corry Federal Credit Union has been serving the community since 1958. They offer a wide range of financial and banking services for you and your business. The Corry Federal Credit Union is located at 728 Worth Street in Corry, 56 North Main Street in Union City, 315 Main Street in Spartanburg, and online at www.corryfcu.org. The Channel 98.9 Sports Stream thanks the Corry Federal Credit Union, a not-for-profit organization, for their support of CSP Wolfpack and football play-by-play. And
a nice feel-good story right there. That was Tate Newman on the tackle at the line of scrimmage.
Super. Yeah.
Coming in from his defensive tackle position, made a nice individual solo tackle right here on the right-hand side of the offense.
Yep, terrific. And as we have mentioned earlier in the broadcast, the unfortunate passing of his dad earlier in the week. Our thoughts and prayers go out to the entire Newman family, and nothing easy about that. And coming out to play football with your buds is probably a good thing for Tate to be doing. So 2nd and 10, rushing play from Silver Creek. Little to no gain on the play. It's going to be 3rd and 9. Yeah, I'm really interested in that 35-0 rule. I had heard of something like that, but I've never heard it used, and I didn't even know it was a real thing. It was kind of like a rumor or just a discussion. But Silver Creek is going to call timeout with 1:33 to go here in the second quarter, with the CSP Wolfpack leading 41-0. Funding for this Corry Federal Credit Union Sports Stream broadcast comes in part from Lictus Oil and Propane in Clymer. Family-owned Lictus Oil and Propane continues to supply liquids and fluids for agriculture, industry, and home owners. Heating oil and propane services and off and on diesel fuel services are also offered. The Channel 98.9 Sports Stream thanks Lictus Oil and Propane for their continued support. Also, underwriting for this Corry Federal Credit Union Sports Stream coverage of CSP football is provided in part by Triple E Manufacturing. Triple E Manufacturing offers equine products, promotional items, embroidery, and printing services. Triple E Manufacturing of Sherman, online at tripleemfg.com.
Well, my continued research on my iPhone says there's no official mercy rule for high school football in New York.
Okay, so we've got 3rd and 9. Woolabin back to pass. The pass is complete for a first down to that ginormous receiver, number 35, Cortez. Makes a nice play. A pretty interesting dichotomy between Bryce Hinsdale and that kid. Bryce made a nice tackle on the play, but pretty disparate size.
6'4", 220 versus 5'8", 140.
And I bet that 140 is a little bit padded as well. I think he might be 140 wet with a cement block on his back, but what do I know? 1st and 10. Silver Creek, Forestville. Woolabin operating almost exclusively out of the shotgun. Drops back to pass. Now under pressure. Releases and the ball falls incomplete. 58 seconds to go here in the second quarter. Now we have an incomplete pass. It'll be interesting to see if they start the clock.
And we had a referee on the ground. Kind of caught up in the crossing pattern there, and he ended up on the ground. Both players didn't, but...
Yeah. Well, we have one of our portlier officials in the middle of all that action. He would be least able to get out of the way, but probably best able to withstand some contact as well. But now they did not wind the clock there either.
No.
So 58 seconds to go. We have 2nd and 10. Woolabin again out of the shotgun. Receiving instruction from the sideline. Now we got a whistle there. Something was awry.
Yeah.
Okay. Support. Timeout, Silver Creek. Forestville. Support for the Corry Federal Credit Union Sports Stream. Coverage of CSP football is provided by Mosier's Carpeting and Floor Covering. Mosier's installs carpeting, vinyl, and laminate flooring as well as tile. Mosier's, Main Street in Clymer. Also, big thank you and a shout out to Crouch's Garage in Panama, longtime supporter of all CSP and Panama athletic activities. Crouch's Garage, 2 East Main Street in Panama, underwrites the Corry Federal Credit Union coverage of CSP football on Channel 98.9. Crouch's offers automotive service, state inspection, and used cars too. We thank Crouch's Garage for their continued support of CSP football. Out of the timeout, Woolabin drops back to pass and almost intercepted by
Drake DiDomenico.
Number 22. Yep, that pass was not close to any Black Knight receiver, but it was almost in the breadbasket of Drake. So we have 53 seconds to go here, and it's going to be 3rd and 10. It just really seemed to be disorganized offensively here, too. I mean, they've called 2 timeouts in the last 5 plays to try to get squared away, and it's just tough sledding for them.
Yeah, they've obviously had kind of a long year, and they're probably looking to just get on to the next sport.
Well, and repeat of the same play. Number 54, John Watson, had that Woolaban attempted pass. He was the closest person to be able to catch that, so almost intercepted, but the pass falls incomplete. It's going to be 4th and 10, 49 seconds to go here in the second quarter. Interesting to see if they're going to punt the ball or try on 4th and 10. I think they have little to no chance of achieving a first down here. We'll see if that prognostication has any merit to it. Trips wide left, a wide right single receiver, the big fella. Woolaban back to pass out of the shotgun and make me eat my words. Absolutely. The pass is complete to the single wide out on the near sideline, which was Cortez. So, yes, excellent pass from Woolaban, excellent reception from Cortez, and it's going to be 1st and 10 Black Knights with 40 seconds to go here in the second quarter. The Black Knights knocking at the door from the 12-yard line. Woolaban under center, quick hitter up the middle, the big fella hauling and carrying Wolfpack people, and a gain on the play, 2nd and 7. They got to be about out of timeouts. And, he's going to... Oh,
is this their third? Yep.
I don't
okay.
know.
He's going to call it. I thought they'd used it already, but must be not.
Me too. And the quarterback thought it was too, because he was spiking the ball to stop the clock. So regardless, we have 17 seconds to go, and we want to thank First Place Auto Glass for funding this Corry Federal Credit Union coverage of CSP football. First Place Auto Glass of Jamestown owner Glass Tech Robert Leonard from Panama installs automotive glass and works with all major insurance companies. We thank First Place Auto Glass, 716-450-0847 or on Facebook. Also, a shout out to Krager Racing Engines. This broadcast is supported in part by Krager Racing Engines and Mike's Machine in Clymer. Krager Racing Engines provides performance machining and assembly for race teams nationwide. Best wishes to the Wolfpack from Krager Racing Engines. Woolaban out of the shotgun again. Rolling right, throws the ball. Incomplete, but almost intercepted.
Pretty well defended there in the back of the end zone, to be honest with you. That quarterback was making a move, and they were going to have to make a decision whether you go get him or stay with the receiver. And they stayed with the receiver, and the ball was just a little low, but
good point.
Defense.
And I thought he was going to tuck the ball and try to score as well, and that might have been his best option because we had 3 defenders that were surrounding the would-be receiver. But regardless, the pass falls incomplete, and then we've got 3rd and goal from the 9-yard line. Woolaban again operating out of the shotgun. A pass into the corner of the end zone. He's open, and it is a touchdown. Everybody but the official thought it was incomplete, but that's just okay. Woolaban to Cortez, a 9-yard touchdown pass reception and completion, making the score 41-6. And now we have an untimed down. This is very cool, very clever. That was the last play of the first half, and there's zeros showing on the clock. Now, the official clock that the official has and the clock at the stadium many times are 2 different things, but we do see triple zeros on the scoreboard on the field, and they gave them the touchdown, so good for them. Now, Silver Creek Forestville is going to try their own rendition of the extra point kick. The snap, the hold, and the kick is good. So, at the end of the first half, it's the CSP Wolfpack 41, the Silver Creek Forestville Black Knights 7.
Yeah, as both teams kind of make their way to their respective end zones to start the halftime here. CSP with a pretty dominant performance, 41-7. I don't know how else to say it. I think Trent Burchanowski had either 4 or 5 touchdowns there. Actually, he had 4, and I think Alex Barmore had 2. Or excuse me, Alex Barmore had 1, and Gabe Roth had 1.
Yeah.
Yep. So a little bit of everybody getting in on the action here, and Silver Creek with a little last-minute drive to put 7 points on the board as time expired. So it's going to be 41-7 here at the end of the first half. And we will return in about 10 minutes.
Thanks for listening to this broadcast of CSP Wolfpack football coverage on the Channel 98.9 Corry Federal Credit Union. 989.org. This broadcast is brought to you by Lictus Oil and Propane, Triple E Manufacturing, Mosier's Carpeting and Floor Covering, Crouch's Garage, First Place Auto Glass, Krager Racing Engines, and Mike's Machine, Leisure Time Power Sports of Corry, U-Tag's Body Shop, Corry Pre-Owned Auto Sales, Arlene's Dutch Kitchen Restaurant, Finn's Auto Sales, Appleby Motorsports, J. Edwards Insurance, Necker's Company General Store, Crotty Chevrolet and Buick, Fat Mon's Grub, Allegheny Power Equipment, Woods Auto Parts Napa and Woods Power Sports, and the Corry Federal Credit Union. Stay tuned, the Corry Federal Credit Union halftime show is coming up shortly.
Support for this Corry Federal Credit Union sports stream coverage of CSP football is provided in part by Mosier's Carpeting and Floor Covering in Clymer. Mosier's installs carpeting, vinyl, and laminate flooring, as well as tile. Channel 98.9 thanks Mosier's Main Street in Clymer for their support.
Funding for this Corry Federal Credit Union coverage of CSP football is provided in part by First Place Auto Glass of Jamestown. The owner of Glass Tech, Robert Leonard from Panama, installs automotive glass and works with all major insurance companies. We thank First Place Auto Glass for their support. Contact them at 716-450-0847 or on Facebook.
This Wolfpack broadcast is being underwritten in part by Necker's Company General Store. For over 100 years, Necker's Company has served Clymer with groceries, meats, deli, footwear, and gift items. Channel 98.9 Sports Stream thanks Necker's Company General Store for their support.
This Corry Federal Credit Union Sports Stream broadcast is supported in part by Krager Racing Engines and Mike's Machine in Clymer. Krager Racing Engines provides performance machining and assembly for race teams nationwide. Best wishes to the Wolfpack from Krager Racing Engines.
Crouch's Garage, 2 East Main Street in Panama, underwrites this Corry Federal Credit Union broadcast of CSP football on Channel 98.9. Crouch's offers automotive service, state inspection, and used cars, too. Channel 98.9 thanks Crouch's Garage in Panama for their support.
Fat Mon's Grub in Corry is an underwriter of this Wolfpack broadcast. Fat Mon's menu includes pizzas, subs, salads, and dinners. Take out or eat in. 814-964-3158. Channel 98.9 Sports Stream thanks Fat Mon's Grub for their support.
Underwriting for this Corry Federal Credit Union sports stream coverage of CSP football is also provided by Triple E Manufacturing. Triple E Manufacturing offers equine products, promotional items, embroidery, and printing services. Triple E Manufacturing of Sherman online at tripleemanufacturing.com.
We're always here for you. At Corry Federal Credit Union, we are your member-owned local financial institution with your best interest always in mind. Banking might look a little different these days, but how we serve our members and care about our community remains unchanged. Stop by any of our convenient locations to experience the credit union difference at 728 Worth Street in Corry, 56 North Main Street in Union City, 315 Main Street in Spartansburg, or always online at www.corryfcu.org. Become a member with us in 2021 to enjoy all the benefits a credit union has to offer. All you need to do is live, work, worship, volunteer, or go to school within 25 miles of the city of Corry, and $5 to establish your account. That's it. Start feeling like you belong. Become a member at Corry Federal Credit Union, your credit union. CFCU federally insured by NCUA.
Thanks for listening to this broadcast of CSP Wolfpack football coverage on the Channel 98.9 Corry Federal Credit Union sports stream at channel989.org. This broadcast is brought to you by Lictus Oil and Propane, Triple E Manufacturing, Mosier's Carpeting and Floor Covering, Crouch's Garage, First Place Auto Glass, Krager Racing Engines, and Mike's Machine, Leisure Time Power Sports of Corry, U-Tag's Body Shop, Corry Pre-Owned Auto Sales, Arlene's Dutch Kitchen Restaurant, Finn's Auto Sales, Appleby Motorsports, J. Edwards Insurance, Necker's Company General Store, Crotty Chevrolet and Buick, Fat Mon's Grub, Allegheny Power Equipment, Woods Auto Parts Napa and Woods Power Sports, and the Corry Federal Credit Union. Stay tuned, the Corry Federal Credit Union halftime show is coming up shortly.
This Corry Federal Credit Union Sports Stream broadcast is being made possible with funding from Leisure Time Power Sports of Corry. For over 50 years, Leisure Time has offered motorcycles, dirt bikes, side-by-sides, snowmobiles, and agricultural equipment. We thank Leisure Time Power Sports in Corry and Bradford for their support.
Dale and Cindy Appleby at Appleby Motorsports are supporters of the Wolfpack and the Corry Federal Credit Union Sports Stream. Appleby Motorsports, located in North Clymer, offers racing accessories and chassis setup for race teams in the region. We thank Appleby Motorsports for their support.
U-Tag's Body Shop in Corry is helping to bring you this production of CSP Football on the Corry Federal Credit Union Sports Stream. Along with collision repair and refinishing, U-Tags offers frame straightening services. Located at 633 East Smith Street in Corry, U-Tag's Body Shop.
This Wolfpack broadcast on the Corry Federal Credit Union Sports Stream is brought to you in part by Arlene's Dutch Kitchen Restaurant and by Becky's Bakery, 104 East Main Street in Sherman, featuring Amish-style baked goods, 716-234-4002, or Arlene's Dutch Kitchen on Facebook. Channel 98.9 thanks Arlene's Dutch Kitchen for their support.
When someone thinks of Lictus Oil and Propane, they most likely think of gasoline. Lictus Oil and Propane offers bulk quantities of motor oils, hydraulic fluids, and lubricants. Lictus serves customers in 3 states with propane and heating oil. Online at lictusoilandpropane.com. Channel 98.9 Sports Stream is grateful for support from Lictus Oil and Propane in Clymer.
This Corry Federal Credit Union Sports Stream broadcast is being supported in part by Woods Auto Parts Napa and Woods Power Sports in Sherman. Along with auto parts for most vehicles, Woods offers parts and service for off-road, ATV, and motorcycles. The Channel 98.9 Sports Stream thanks Woods Napa and Power Sports for their support.
Joel Cook and the team at Corry Pre-Owned Auto Sales supports this Corry Federal Credit Union Sports Stream broadcast. Offering pre-owned cars and trucks in New York and Pennsylvania, Corry Pre-Owned Auto Sales is on Route 6 in Corry or online at corrycars.com. Go Wolfpack from Corry Pre-Owned Auto.
Allegheny Power Equipment, Route 426 east of Corry, is an underwriter of this Corry Federal Credit Union Sports Stream. Allegheny Power Equipment has worked with the small engine industry with parts and service for decades. 814-664-9291. The Channel 98 Sports Stream thanks Allegheny Power Equipment for their support.
This Corry Federal Credit Union Sports Stream coverage of Wolfpack football is brought to you in part by Pat Finnerty at Finn's Auto Sales on the Niobe Road in Panama. Finn specializes in Subaru service and offers used cars as well. Home of 1J Racing, Channel 98.9 thanks Finn's Auto Sales for their support.
Funding for this Corry Federal Credit Union Sports Stream broadcast is provided in part by J. Edwards Insurance. With offices in Panama and Jamestown, J. Edwards Insurance is an independent insurance service providing auto, business, farm, and homeowners insurance. Online at jedwardsinsurance.com.
Crotty Chevrolet and Buick is providing partial funding for the Corry Federal Credit Union Sports Stream. Crotty Chevrolet is located at the Y in Columbus and online at crottychevy.com. Sponsor of the player of the game, Crotty Chevrolet Buick.
I found hope in the midst of an overwhelming situation.
Alcoholism is a disease that can affect any family. Everyone suffers, but there is help and hope at Al-Anon Family Groups.
Al-Anon gave me my life back. I'm a better father and husband.
Are you in an overwhelming situation because of someone else's drinking? Al-Anon and Alateen can help. Local and virtual meetings are available. Maybe one could work for you. Call 1-866-200-0033 or visit alanon.org/hope.
Thanks for listening to this broadcast of CSP Wolfpack football coverage on the Channel 98.9 Corry Federal Credit Union sports stream at channel989.org. This broadcast is brought to you by Lictus Oil and Propane, Triple E Manufacturing, Mosier's Carpeting and Floor Covering, Crouch's Garage, First Place Auto Glass, Krager Racing Engines, and Mike's Machine, Leisure Time Power Sports of Corry, U-Tag's Body Shop, Corry Pre-Owned Auto Sales, Arlene's Dutch Kitchen Restaurant, Finn's Auto Sales, Appleby Motorsports, J. Edwards Insurance, Necker's Company General Store, Crotty Chevrolet and Buick, Fat Mon's Grub, Allegheny Power Equipment, Woods Auto Parts Napa and Woods Power Sports, and the Corry Federal Credit Union. And now it's time for the Corry Federal Credit Union Halftime Show on the Channel 98.9 sports stream at channel989.org.
Welcome back to Silver Creek, New York. This is Dr. Brent Deuink along with Brian Willink, where at the end of the first half, the CSP Wolfpack are leading the Silver Creek Forestville Black Knights 41-7. So, first half was an awful lot of Wolfpack and not much Black Knights, Wilbur.
Yeah, that was, we kind of jumped out early on them and kind of just kept pouring fuel on the fire there a little bit. And, that was what we were, I'm sure Ty Harper was hoping for as well. You want to just get out, stay out front, and don't give them a chance to even think about that they could be in the game, and that's kind of what happened. So, now we're going to be into the second half here with a 41-7 lead, and we talked about it a little bit in the first half there. There's just not a whole lot of twos to put into the game. So I'm sure Ty's going to do the best that he can, but there's some JV kids that want to play JV on Monday as well. And so there's just not a lot of other kids. So try and run it, stop the run and let the clock kind of do its thing.
Yeah, I mean, there's, not to put the ball in the air is the easiest way to keep the clock running, that's for sure. And you can't really tell the kids to stop blocking and stop running. I mean, the Barmore kid, carried the ball 2 or 3 times in the first half, and I'm sure that there's going to be, other running backs who are going to be touching the ball here in the second half as well. And I'm sure Tate Catanese will get his 10 plays in at quarterback. So, clock management is a little bit tougher in football than it may be in another sport, but it was good that the Wolfpack had a game to play. I mean, you didn't want to go 2 or 3 games before playoff starts, and I do believe we're going to get a bye next week. So this was a good game, good scrimmage for them. Now, starting the second half, Bryce Hinsdale again kicks off for the 1900th time in this game. Was one of his shorter kicks, fielded by Silver Creek Forestville. Short return on the play. The Black Knights are going to have the ball 1st and 10 from the Black Knight 30-yard line to start the second half.
And I don't know, we did look up the mercy rule just a little bit, and it does not appear that there's any type of special timing or special types of things in New York State. Other states do have such a thing, but New York, it's not. So there shouldn't be a running clock after an incompletion or anything like that. So it's going to be a full second half here.
Okay, we've got 4 wideouts. Woolabin's a gritty little guy. He's back there trying to throw, operating out of his almost exclusive shotgun formation, and the pass falls incomplete. Tried to set up one of our little bubble screen type things, but they don't have Olson throwing it or Bryce Hinsdale catching it. 2nd and 10, Black Knights from their own 30-yard line. Start of the second half, 41-7 CSP. Inside handoff. Oh, faked me out. Woolabin with a nice fake and kept it off the left tackle for a short gain on the play. It's going to be 3rd. Got a little more than I thought. You got 6 yards on the play. It's going to be 3rd and a long 4 or a short 5 as the clock continues to run. Wouldn't hurt if they took their time on each play as well. Woolabin operating out of the shotgun. Snap. It's a keeper. That is not. That's going to be close to the first down. Micah Willink on the tackle. Gets up a little bit gingerly. And that is. Yep, they do. They give him first down. That's fine. 1st and 10. Black Knights from their own 40-yard line. And I think they've crossed into the 50 for one play in the entire game other than the touchdown drive. Woolabin out of the shotgun, drops back to pass. And the pass is well defended. Oh, Jiminy Crickets. What? We have interference on the play. I was in the process of saying well defended when the flag came out, and that was well defended. They get Bryce Hinsdale for interference on the play on the near sideline. He's guarding that ginormous receiver, but pretty well defended in my book, and we had a pretty good angle at it.
Yep, that one might go back to what you were talking about before. If there's a chance, it's going to go against the team that's got the lead. So they give him the pass interference call. It's going to give him a first down at about the 45-yard line.
And that is not a spot foul, but 10 yards and a first down, crossing the 50-yard line by penalty from the CSP 45. Woolabin out of the shotgun, under pressure, and the pass is knocked away on a fine defensive play.
Drake DiDomenico again.
Okay, Drake DiDomenico.
Been active tonight, Drake has been. He's gotten his hand on a few different pass plays, had a nice tackle, and came up with a fumble recovery, I think, if I remember correctly, in the first half.
Yep. Again, just an awful lot of names from an awful lot of contributors, and this is truly a team on both sides of the football. No real standouts, but an awful lot of players that all contribute, and the sum is greater than the parts.
Absolutely, and that's, like you said, it makes it fun to watch.
Woolabin out of the shotgun, inside handoff. Nice gain on the play.
Lucas Lysandro put his helmet down into that kid's knee. That's a pretty good-sized running back, and Lucas might have got the wrong end of that one, maybe. He kind of ended up on his backside.
Well, Silver Creek is at least, running, instead of running sideways, they're running forward. And that makes a big difference, especially when you have that size disparity, because you're always going to fall forward an extra yard or two if you have some forward momentum. But, the lackadaisian and the pussyfooting that they were doing in the first half, that was going nowhere against the CSP defense.
I think Silver Creek's got some big boys on the right-hand side of their offense, and that would be what I might try and exploit a little bit. Their quarterback's pretty fast when he gets past that first set of defenders.
Yep, and that was a nice play. Dropped back to pass and received pressure, but decided to tuck it, and away he goes, and it's going to be another Silver Creek first down. His mom was up here in the press box at halftime.
Oh, is that right? Was that her? Okay.
Yeah, she's just... he has a terrific older brother that is playing basketball at Fredonia State. Nice athlete. Both the Woolabins are nice athletes and good people, and it's nice to see him have a little bit of success here in the second half because he's been under a lot of pressure. Operating on the shotgun again, and the pass is complete. Going to be a short gain on the play. We have Gabe Roth and Bryce Hinsdale on the play. This Corry Federal Credit Union Sports Stream broadcast is being made possible with funding from Leisure Time Power Sports of Corry. For over 50 years, Leisure Time has offered motorcycles, dirt bikes, side-by-sides, snowmobiles, and agricultural equipment. We thank Leisure Time Power Sports in Corry and Bradford for their continued support. Going to be 2nd and 4. Woolabin again out of the shotgun, drops back to pass, under pressure. He's not going to get away this time, so he's going to be tackled for a short sack on the play. Trayvon Copta's in there, and Gabe Roth is in there. So, again, it's just I'd hate to be keeping the tackle chart because there'd be a whole bunch of assisted tackles and very few unassisted ones because we classically have 2, 3, 4 guys on each and every play.
Yeah, and that's been the story of the year, not just for tonight.
Sure.
And it has been a tackle by committee, I guess I'll call that.
Yeah, and I would agree with that. 3rd and 5. Woolaban out of the shotgun, takes the snap, and he's going to keep it up the middle and is not going to make the first down, but pretty much 4-down territory anyway. This is a rapidly dissipating third quarter. 5:10 to go on a running clock in the third quarter, and it's going to be 4th and 4. Probably going to be tough sledding for Silver Creek on this down and distance, and the last time I said that, I had to take it back.
Yeah.
So,
Still a little signs of life here coming out of the halftime. That's nice to see from the Silver Creek team. That would have been easy to kind of fold up the tent, but they're kind of coming out punching here a little bit.
Yep, and they'll have a little bit of success, a couple of first downs, so it gives them a little bit of momentum. Here's a quick pass across the middle, falls incomplete. Well defended by Willink and Hinsdale. 1st and 10, CSP. And he's winding the clock. I don't understand that. I mean, on two fronts, a turnover on downs and an incomplete pass. But, I do think that if both sidelines agree to something like that, that they're allowed to do that. I really think that indeed may be the case. UTEG's Body Shop in Corry is helping to bring you this production of CSP football on the Corry Federal Credit Union Sports Stream. Along with collision repair and refinishing, UTEG's offers frame straightening services. 633 East Smith Street in Corry. UTEG's Body Shop. 1st and 10 CSP from their own 28-yard line. Olson under center, pitch to Lechandro on the far sideline. And as soon as I say that, I think it's Barmore.
Yep, that's Alex Barmore around the right-hand side. And for those CSP fans, that's a 9th grader. And there's going to be 3 or 4 of them. They're going to be coming up through that you're going to be wanting to watch play. Alex is one of them. Tate Cadney's, Bryce Hinsdale's a 9th grader. So a lot of good stuff coming from some of the younger players.
Yeah, and I think one of the Brink boys,
Carter Brink,
plays there as well.
Yes, he does.
And so they were terrific in basketball, sport that I know a little more about than football, and I had a chance to officiate those kids a number of times last year, and I think they're all going to be playing varsity this year. I know if I was them, that's what I would be hoping for, and I think they're going to be very successful, particularly if they get 1 or 2 of them to grow.
That's their little challenge.
Yep.
Is they're all about that 5'10", 5'11", and they're fast, but they're not necessarily tall yet. So got to hang them upside down when they're sleeping at night and stretch them out a little bit, I guess.
Yeah, well, Barmore's big brother ended up being 6'4" or 6'5", and there certainly is some tall genes in that family. But I think that is an impediment over which they have little to no control. Unless we're going the growth hormone steroid route, which I think I would dissuade them from that approach. But if they can get somebody that's 6'2" or 6'3" out of that group, I think they're going to be a tremendous force to be reckoned with in Class D basketball.
And we talked about this a little bit at the halftime, kind of off air, but, whereas the schools have to generally merge for almost every sport, basketball is still the one. As Alex heads toward the near sideline here, basketball is still the sport that most schools can still get 5 or 6 kids to play, and that's going to be a pretty tough 5 or 6 kids in the next 3 or 4 years.
Yeah, that's for sure. And number 22 from Silver Creek, just a 10th grader, I believe that was Nick Frederick, if I got the right name and number. But yeah, they're going to be, I think they're all 9th graders this year, and they sprinkle in a junior or a sophomore or a senior along with them. They're going to be a force to be reckoned with. Maybe they'll be 500-ish this year, but then another year of growth and development, they're going to be really tough.
Really tough.
Really tough. And we do have a different quarterback. That's Lashandro in there, for crying out loud. I had no idea he was a quasi second string quarterback.
Yeah, Tate Cadney's, I believe, is the backup quarterback, but we talked about that a little bit. You only get 10 plays to play at the varsity level, and then you can't play the JV game. So I think it was the Cat Little Valley game when Tate got to his 9th play and they pulled him out, and then Lucas played the rest of that game to get him some reps. So not only are they talented, but they're multi-talented with everybody playing different positions here a little bit.
4th and 11, 3 rushing plays with a net gain of -1. CSP back to punt. Bryce Hinsdale punting instead of kicking. It was a big punt, way over the head of the Silver Creek receiver. He didn't believe that Bryce could kick it that far. Well, shame on you, because he can, and
has multiple times this year.
Yeah, that was bad scouting there. You kind of want to keep that ball in front of you. You can run forward easier than you can watch it sail over your head, which was like a hobo watching a freight train there. The guy had no chance. So it's going to be 1st and 10, Silver Creek. Is that the end?
Yeah, so I've had a little conversation with the clock operator here, and apparently both teams have agreed to run this clock when possible.
Yeah.
So that's what we're doing, and that was a really fast third quarter, and we're going to swap into the field and get the 4th quarter started here.
Funding for this Corry Federal Credit Union Sports Stream broadcast is provided in part by J. Edwards Insurance, with offices in Panama and Jamestown. J. Edwards Insurance is an independent insurance service providing auto, business, farm, and homeowners insurance. Online at jedwardsinsurance.com. Joel Cook and the team at Corry Pre-Owned Auto Sales supports this Corry Federal Credit Union Sports Stream broadcast, offering pre-owned cars and trucks in New York and Pennsylvania. Corry Pre-Owned Auto Sales is on Route 6 in Corry, or online at corrycars.com. Go Wolfpack from Corry Pre-Owned Auto. This Wolfpack broadcast on the Corry Federal Credit Union Sports Stream is brought to you in part by Arlene's Dutch Kitchen and Restaurant and Becky's Bakery, 104 East Main Street in Sherman, New York. Arlene's offers breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and Becky's Bakery features Amish-style baked goods. 716-234-4002 or Arlene's Dutch Kitchen on Facebook. Go Wolfpack from Arlene's Dutch Kitchen. Well, with the running clock, Wilbur, I'm not going to get all these ads in. That may be an interesting thing. Silver Creek's rendition of Neil Diamond's Sweet Caroline, one of the top 300 songs in my all-time list. As a matter of fact, it's in the top 25.
Your list goes down to 300.
Oh,
huh?
yes. Yeah, we can talk about that, and I'd love to show it to you sometime. That has generated an awful lot of interesting discussion over the last year that I composed it. But, yeah, I've got 300 songs from number 1 to number 300, and people have had a lot of fun picking on me for what I put in and offering their own, and it's just your own list. Everybody can make their own. It's do you like blue, or do you like red, or do you like green? It's my freaking list. So
and you'll play it when you want to, right?
Exactly right.
So when we're at the basketball playoffs in March, that's what we're listening to, is the Dr. Deuink top 300.
Well, thank you, but no, I try to pick basketball songs for that. So try to do. I do have a lot of ballads on my 1 to 300, and that would not be the greatest rhythm and motif.
Stairway to Heaven's in there somewhere.
Yeah, that's in there, but that's a little bit past my time. So anyway, we've had great fun with that, and we'll be happy to get into that at a later date. But we have a running clock here in the 4th quarter. This is going to go by like really fast. We're down to 10:20. Silver Creek has the ball. They've run the ball. Is it 4th down already? Yeah, I think it is.
Clock and down marker both agree 4th down.
Yeah.
So
it looks like we have 4th and 11. They can't be going for it on 4th and 11.
they're going to try and spread us out here. They got 3 left, 1 right. And quarterback's back, and it looks like they're going to try and go.
And this is tantamount to failure here. Woolabin back to pass, and he's throwing the ball. Hey, you know what? And I almost had to eat my words again.
Bob made that work.
Yeah, he made a good pass. It should have been caught. Big number 35 was unable to hang on to that ball, and this time of the night that ball's got to be a little bit cold and a little wet, and probably about like catching an ice cube projectile. But Woolabin made a nice throw, and the pass falls incomplete. And I'm thinking I'm probably kicking that ball away, but. What the heck? We have a running clock here. It's 41-7, Wolfpack. See if we can pick out some new Wolfpack players.
So we got Lucas Lysandro is going to be taking the snap. And going to be handing off, or a pitch out to Alex Barmore around the end again. And that's a big hit.
Yeah, a nice tackle.
Alex is a little slow getting up
knocked
there.
The wind out of him. I think he landed on the ball. That's 24. Isn't that 24?
Alex Carlson, that could be.
Yeah, I think it was
24 or 34. Yep.
It's tough to tell. Turnaround. It is
24. Alex Carlson, running back, 5'10", 155-pound junior from Sherman.
There we go. And we have holding on the play that negates the small gain. It's going to be first and a lot.
Keep calling Tate Newman's name, but he's had a just horrendously long week here. But he's seen a lot of game time tonight, which I'm sure is pretty therapeutic for him. Hayden Heiser in there along the right-hand side. Lucas Lysandro is going to be quarterbacking. Dylan Michaels is going to be the wide out on the near side. Looks like we have maybe Drake DiDomenico on the far side. And it's going to be a handoff to 24 again. That's going to be Alex Carlson in the backfield. Is going to be hit for about a 5-yard loss on the play.
7:25 to go on a running clock, and I do mean a running clock.
Yes. This is going to be a pretty fast fourth quarter here.
Yep. 41-7 CSP. It's going to be second and 10, 20.
A lot.
4. Yeah, they say 24. I think it's more than that, but that's okay. My algebra is not that great. But they're from the Silver Creek 39-yard line. Lysandro under center. Clock is continuing to run. Second, and now they changed it to 29. I'll buy that. That's a lot. And there goes Barmore around the far sideline. Stay in line. Stay inside. Clock continues to run. Short gain on the play. Going to be third down. Dale and Cindy Appleby at Applebee's Motorsports are supporters of the Wolfpack and the Corry Federal Credit Union Sports Stream. Appleby Motorsports, located in North Clymer, New York, offers racing accessories and chassis set up for race teams in the region. We thank Appleby Motorsports for their continued support of CSP football.
Little hesitant to put my heavy winter coat in the car on the way up here tonight, but by golly, I'm glad I did. I got mine on. You do too.
Yeah, I've got layers. I'm layered here, but I like being cold, but it is a little bit chilly.
But no rain or wind or snow, so we're thankful for that.
Yeah, very much so, and it is October 22nd, I believe. Lysandro under center. He's a naked bootleg, well defended by 3 Black Knights. They tackled each other as well as Lysandro. Short gain on the play. It's going to be fourth down. This Wolfpack broadcast is being underwritten in part by Necker's Company General Store. For over 100 years, Necker's Company has served Clymer with groceries, meats, deli, footwear, and gift items. The Channel 98.9 Sports Stream thanks Necker's Company General Store for their continued support. Lysandro bringing his troops to the line. You know, pretty impressed that they haven't missed a center to quarterback exchange yet. As soon as I say that, they usually do, but he didn't. And Barmore running on the far sideline, tackled for a loss on the play.
Yeah, and that's actually a good point. Man, you forget about that stuff. You just see a new quarterback come in, and you think, well, they do it all the time in the pros and whatever, and no big deal. But, there are just not a lot of kids on some of these teams, and, they're probably getting put into positions in game day that they may or may not have had much practice on. So, that quarterback center exchange is obviously where it all starts.
Pretty fundamental, but pretty important.
Well, and we had a game earlier this year. Was it the Randolph game? And we had some problems getting the snap back for the shotgun, and then we had a fumble. I mean, you take it for granted, and Hayden Battaglia has done a great job this year on the center position, and we had that little hiccup in the one game, and other than that, I can't remember a center quarterback exchange problem, and whether it's in the shotgun or under center, and that changes on a play-to-play basis, and that's not easy either.
Yeah, and I think part of that is a function of having a senior quarterback, and I believe Hayden is a senior also, and I could be wrong about that.
Yep.
But when you have upperclassmen handling those responsibilities, it tends to be a little bit more reliable. Crotty Chevrolet and Buick is providing partial funding for the Corry Federal Credit Union Sports Stream. Crotty Chevrolet is located at the Y in Columbus and online at CorryChevy.com. Sponsor of Player of the Game, Crotty Chevy Buick. So with that reminder, we got to be thinking about a Crotty Chevrolet Player of the Game.
Yes, we do. It's getting about that time, and it's going to be here before we know it with a running clock.
Yeah, 3 minutes.
Yeah.
3 minutes. And a running clock is right.
Well, there's certainly a few names. Trent Burchanowski, I guess, comes to the top of mind again. I guess 4 touchdowns and a pass defended and some tackles, and a couple of punts defended as well. So he's had another big night.
Yep, certainly would be a good choice. And, we want to give a shout out to the CSP girls cross country team. This week, for the first time in the history of the CSP girls cross country program, they won a team title in Chautauqua County. So another example of all the things that we can do together that we would never be able to achieve separately. Any of those 3 schools on their own would by no way have the runners to be able to compete from a depth standpoint to win a team title like that, and very similar, very analogous to the CSP football program in that when you have a few numbers and you work together, team titles are a product of all of that. And I want to congratulate Coach Ray Shroud and the CSP girls cross country team for their title.
Absolutely, and just more success of the merged 3 teams, CSP. It continues, not just in football.
And we have a 4th down. Well, there's 2 CSP
the 2 CSP guys. I didn't see the beginning of that, but they both ended up on their keisters on the back. So I don't know if they ran into each other or what happened over there. But anyway, they both hop up.
Well, at the end of a play like that, you never like to see 2 guys on the ground that far away from the ball. You're thinking there's some extracurricular activity there, and then when they
maybe a little friendly fire,
right, it was the 2 guys from CSP. So I guess that was a good thing. And we have 1 minute to go. 40. This is really something how fast this has gone. But credit both coaches for allowing this, because it was going to turn out to be no different than what it was. I think it was 41-7 at halftime, if I'm not mistaken.
And that is correct.
And it's 41-7 now, so I don't have anything to write down from a scoring standpoint. But looks like we're going to be taking a knee and a couple of knees, and then we're going to be done.
I think that's it, actually. I think that 40-second clock comes into play, and we're under 40 seconds. So that's going to do it here.
Crotty Chevrolet Player of the Game, I'm going to throw Tate Newman's name into that bin. That kid and that family have been through enough this week, and there's certainly a lot of deserving individuals from CSP as far as this football game is concerned, but this is a bigger deal for everybody, and I think I'd like to have us consider Tate Newman for being...
second that vote for sure.
Okay, so that is that will be our Crotty Chevrolet Player of the Game, and everything, again, thoughts and prayers out to the Newman family on a tough week, and congratulations to the Wolfpack on a fine victory. We are going to have a bye next week, being the 2 seed. Randolph will be 1 and we'll be 2, and chances are we're going to play Franklinville, Ellicottville in 2 weeks, but check your local listings for time and location of that game, but I do believe that will be a home CSP game. So this is Dr. Brent Deuink along with Brian Willink, and the score is 41-7 CSP from Silver Creek, New York. The CSP Wolfpack come home a victor again and go to 6-2 on the season.
Have a good evening, everybody.
Safe traveling. Thanks for listening.
Thanks for listening to this broadcast of CSP Wolfpack football coverage on the Channel 98.9 Corry Federal Credit Union sports stream at channel989.org. This broadcast is brought to you by Lictus Oil and Propane, Triple E Manufacturing, Mosier's Carpeting and Floor Covering, Crouch's Garage, First Place Auto Glass, Krager Racing Engines, and Mike's Machine, Leisure Time Power Sports of Corry, U-Tag's Body Shop, Corry Pre-Owned Auto Sales, Arlene's Dutch Kitchen Restaurant, Finn's Auto Sales, Appleby Motorsports, J. Edwards Insurance, Necker's Company General Store, Crotty Chevrolet and Buick, Fat Mon's Grub, Allegheny Power Equipment, Woods Auto Parts Napa and Woods Power Sports, and the Corry Federal Credit Union. Join us next time for all the action, channel989.org. And now, the Corry Federal Credit Union presents Clymer Sherman Panama Wolfpack Football play-by-play on the Channel 98.9 sports stream at Channel 98.